Private jets, safari proposals, luxury villas in Zanzibar. From the outside, this looked like everything a woman could want. She was living in full color, posting her life, building her brand, celebrating love in one of the most beautiful places on earth. And somebody left a comment on her page, weeks before she died, that said, "He going to kill you?" She never responded. And now her family is waiting for answers that nobody is giving them. Ashlee Jenae was not the kind of woman you forget. She was originally from New Jersey, Jersey-born, bright, ambitious. But the real turning point in her life came from a bet. Literally. Her best friend had just landed a job in Miami and needed company for the 18-hour drive down. Ashlee agreed to ride along, no strings attached. Her flight back home was set for that Monday, but by Wednesday, she had already gotten herself a job. So she went back to Jersey, packed her things, and never looked back. Just like that, Miami became home, and Miami suited her. She had the look, she had the energy, and she had the drive to match. She started modeling, worked her way up from nothing into a career that had her in music videos alongside some of the biggest names in the industry. Rick Ross, Migos, Meek Mill. That's not an accident. That's a woman who worked for what she had. Anyways, by the time she was in her early 30s, Ashlee Jenae had become a full-time influencer. She had an Instagram presence that people genuinely followed. She was building something real, and she looked happy doing it. From the outside, her life read like the kind of story young women screenshot and save on their phones. Moving on, because that's just who Ashlee was. Now let's talk about the man she was with, Joe McCann. Let me tell you something about this man, because his background matters to this story. He was the founder and CEO of a company called Asymmetric Financial, a modern crypto fund. The name alone tells you something. Asymmetric. It refers to a situation where one side holds more information than the other, more knowledge, more power, more control. On paper, Joe was impressive. Over 2 decades of experience working across Wall Street and Silicon Valley. He ran a quantitative trading operation for cryptocurrencies at a San Francisco hedge fund. Before that, he was a senior director at Microsoft. He sat on advisory boards. He got written up in Forbes, TechCrunch, The Wall Street Journal. In 2024, his fund ranked as the #1 performing fund globally, not just in crypto, across every asset class on Earth. This was a man with resources, with access, with connections. And at some point, that man and Ashlee Jenae found each other. Now, they had been together for a while before this trip. Ashlee had him on her Instagram, photos together, captions, the kind of presence that says, "This is my person." But here's the thing that people started noticing when they went back and looked. Joe never posted her, not once, while she had him plastered all over her page. He never acknowledged her on his. Not a single post, not a mention. Make it make sense. And the comments. Look at the comments. People had been leaving warnings on Ashlee's posts for months. One comment from 20 weeks before she died said exactly this: "He going to kill you." Another one said, "He will kill you one," the slave owner. And just weeks before the trip, another account wrote, "He's going to harm you. Get out." Now, were those people prophets? Probably not. Comments like that float around social media all the time, but looking at them now, after everything that happened, they don't feel random anymore. Anyways, Whatever the private reality of that relationship was, the public version was about to get a major upgrade. Because Joe planned a trip. Tanzania, Zanzibar, one of the most breathtaking places on the African continent. The plan was to celebrate Ashlee's 31st birthday in style. Private villa, wildlife safari, the whole experience. And on April 1st, while they were out in the middle of the wilderness, Joe got down on one knee. He proposed. Ashlee said yes. She posted about it. She was glowing. And days later, on her actual birthday, April 5th, she went to Twitter and posted photos from Tanzania with a caption that read, "Chapter 31, and I'm exactly where I need to be." Joe replied to the post with one word, "Me." She responded, "Forever." That was one of the last things she publicly posted. What happened next was reported differently across different sources, and the family has asked that anything not coming directly from them be treated as unverified. So here is what we know, and what the family themselves confirmed. Ashlee was found unconscious inside her villa at the Zuri Zanzibar, a luxury resort. She was rushed to a local hospital, and hours later, her death was confirmed. Joe McCann told Tanzanian authorities that Ashlee had died by suicide, by hanging. Let that sit. A woman who had just gotten engaged, who just turned 31, who had posted hours earlier that she was exactly where she needed to be, who, by every account from the people who loved her, showed zero signs of being in that kind of darkness. That is what he told authorities. The family's statement said it plainly. Ashlee was found unconscious in her villa and was rushed to a local hospital where her death was confirmed hours later. Nothing about this loss feels real. One moment she was celebrating love, life, in truly Ashlee fashion, and the next, she was gone. They described the circumstances as suspicious, and they said, word for word, that the questions surrounding her passing remain unanswered. Now, there was also a report from earlier, unverified sources that described a woman found with a cloth tied around her face in a guest house. The family disputed the specific location, identifying the Zuri Zanzibar villa as where Ashlee was found. The details conflicted in the early hours of this story breaking, which is part of why the family put out a statement asking people to rely only on information that came directly from them. What was not in dispute was the claim Joe made, and the people who knew Ashlee were not having it. The moment word got out, the internet moved fast. Ashlee's close friend and PR specialist, Savannah Britt, went straight to X, Twitter, and she did not hold back. Her post went viral almost immediately. She wrote, "We need justice for my friend. Ashlee Jenae was found dead in her hotel in Tanzania. Her fiancé, Joe McCann, claims she hung herself. Anyone who knows Ash knows she would never commit. We need answers." That post cracked everything open. Because here is the thing about social media in cases like this. When the people closest to the victim start speaking, the public starts listening. And what Savannah was saying matched what everyone who knew Ashlee was already feeling. This did not fit. None of it fit. The family followed up with a formal statement shortly after. They described Ashlee as someone who was vibrant, full of life, deeply loved, a woman with so much still ahead of her. They talked about the engagement, the safari, the birthday. They called it what it was supposed to be, her dream trip. And then they said this: "At this time, there is an active investigation into the circumstances surrounding Ashlee's suspicious passing." Suspicious passing. Those were their words, the family's words. They also made something very clear. Anything not coming directly from them should be treated as unverified. And that was a smart move, because by this point, the internet was already running in 10 different directions with theories, conflicting reports, and details that nobody could confirm. So let's talk about what the official investigation actually looked like, because this is where things get frustrating. As of the time this story broke, Tanzanian authorities had not released any public autopsy results, no toxicology report, no official cause of death confirmed by local medical examiners. Nothing. The only cause of death on the table was the one Joe McCann himself had given: suicide by hanging. And even that had not been verified by anyone with authority. Let me tell you something. That gap right there, between what a suspect claims and what investigators confirm, that is exactly where cases like this get buried, and families are left waiting. Now, where was the American government in all of this? The U.S. Embassy was involved, but their role is limited when a death occurs on foreign soil. They don't lead the investigation. They can't force anything. What they do is provide what's called consular services, helping with the repatriation of remains, acting as a bridge between the grieving family and local authorities, and monitoring the investigation to make sure due process is being followed. That's it. That is the ceiling of what they can do. And Ashlee's family found out about her death through passport emergency contacts. Not a phone call from Joe. Not a message. Not even a text. The embassy contacted them because Ashlee's body had been found and her emergency contact information was on file. Sit with that for a second. The man who proposed to her, the man she called her forever, never reached out to her family to tell them she was gone. While her parents were getting that call from the embassy, Joe McCann was on social media retweeting posts about cryptocurrency. No rest in peace. No statement. No grief. Nothing. Just business as usual. Make it make sense. Now, people went and looked at his social media, and what they found only made things worse. His pages had associations with some deeply questionable content, racially charged material, accounts tied to far-right ideologies, groups that, to put it plainly, do not think kindly of Black people. And yet, here he was, in a relationship with a Black woman, engaged to a Black woman, on a birthday trip with a Black woman. People started connecting dots. Whether those dots form a straight line, that is not for this narrator to say. But what people saw did not sit right with them, and it added another layer to an already deeply troubling picture. Anyways, back to the investigation itself. There were reports circulating that Joe had been taken into custody. Social media was treating it as confirmed. But here is the truth. As of the time this story was being reported, no official confirmation of an arrest had been made public. The reports were conflicting. Some said he was in custody. Others said he wasn't. Nobody in an official capacity was saying anything definitive. And that silence from the people with actual authority, is one of the most unsettling parts of this entire story. Because think about it. If you are the person who found your fiancé unresponsive in your shared villa, You are either the most broken, grief-stricken person on the planet right now, or you are the person who knows exactly what happened in that room. There is no version of true love where your response to losing her is to go online and talk about market conditions. There is no version of genuine grief that looks like silence toward the family of the woman you just asked to spend your life with. None. Here is what we know and what we don't. Reports surfaced that Joe McCann had been arrested in Tanzania, pending charges. But as of the time this story broke, those reports had not been officially confirmed by Tanzanian authorities. No charges had been publicly announced, no court date, nothing on record. What made it even more complicated was the jurisdiction. This happened in Tanzania, on foreign soil. And Americans who lose their lives abroad, let's be honest, rarely receive the justice their families deserve. The investigation was in the hands of Tanzanian officials. The family had placed their trust in those officials, and the U.S. Embassy was watching, but could not act beyond its lane. So where does that leave things? An unverified arrest, an unconfirmed cause of death, a family an ocean away demanding answers, and a man who, publicly, visibly, moved on like none of it happened. Here is what this story leaves us with.
You know, I always find it interesting when people are like super shocked that you would make a decision out of like the kindness of your heart or a decision out of love. It makes me think. The reason you're asking me like, are you sure, or are you not gonna go back on your decision, or is because you would do that. You're so shocked that I would do something because you wouldn't do it. And I sit on that. We give so many people, what's the word I would use? We give them the treatment we wish to receive from them. And they're so shocked when we give it to them because they would never do it for us. Shit is crazy.
A 31-year-old woman flew to one of the most beautiful places on this earth to celebrate her life. She got a ring. She got a birthday. She posted that she was exactly where she needed to be, and she never came home. The people who loved her, the ones who knew her laugh, knew her energy, knew the way she moved through a room, they are the ones telling you this does not add up. Not her enemies, not strangers on the internet, the people who knew her, and the man at the center of it all, still posting, still silent, still unbothered. Now, this channel does not tell you what to believe. That is not our job. Our job is to lay it out and let you sit with it. But let me tell you something. When a woman is gone and the person closest to her cannot find one moment to acknowledge her publicly, cannot pick up a phone to call her mother, cannot pause, even for a second, to say her name, that says something. That says everything. Anyways, there are things about this case that go beyond just Ashlee and Joe. Americans who die abroad rarely get justice. That is not pessimism. That is the pattern. Foreign jurisdiction, limited embassy authority, investigations that move slow or don't move at all. Families left to fight from thousands of miles away with no real power and no real answers. Ashlee's family is in that position right now. They released a statement. They asked for trust in the Zanzibar officials. They are navigating unimaginable loss from a distance, and doing it with grace that most of us could not manage under that kind of weight. The least the rest of us can do is keep saying her name. Ashlee Jenae, 31 years old, New Jersey raised, Miami built. A woman who bet on herself, literally, and won. Who grinded her way into rooms most people only dream about. Who deserved to come home. The investigation is ongoing. No official cause of death has been confirmed. No arrest has been publicly verified. And a family is still waiting. Chapter 31 should have been a beginning. Instead, It became the last thing she ever posted. Rest in peace, Ashlee Jenae. We are watching. We are not forgetting.